All right, check. Make sure. You got audition on the button over there, Tom? Oh, there we go. We're good. All right, Clip Rock here in the Pirate Radio studios alongside Alex Harper, Pirate Radio intern, long snapper. What's up, Alex?
What's going on, man?
Doing good. We'll actually talk to you and one of your kids on Kiwanis coming up 4 o'clock on Pirate Radio Live today.
Tune in.
Talk a little League Baseball. But joining us, special guest, East Carolina wide receiver Chase Sowell. First trip to Pirate Radio, so welcome in, Chase. How you doing, man?
Appreciate you for having me. I'm doing good.
We showed you around earlier, and hoping we can put your jersey in the hallway one day.
One day.
But great to have you here, man, and great to have you back for another year here at East Carolina. Your name popped up yesterday when we talked to Holton Ahlers, because we kind of focused on the newness of this offense with the coaches, with the quarterbacks, the skill guys, but you kind of went from a new guy to a veteran pretty quick, because you've been in that room before. So what's that like, kind of seeing some new faces around you on that offensive side of the ball?
It's definitely a great feeling. Having guys around me that have basically the same abilities that I have, the same grind, same passion for the sport. So it's just great, taking those guys in. Because, last year I was one of the new guys, so I was trying to learn everything. And now that I can teach them some of the things that I've learned here being at East Carolina, it's just a great experience. So,
Chase, it seemed like as the year went on last year, you got more, confident, you got more touches, you got more looks, and kind of became the guy. We were talking about some ECU awards yesterday. What did you nominate Chase for? Was it breakthrough, or it was one of those where we could see you were the guy, at the receiver position? So how do you kind of grade yourself on 2023? I know the team record wasn't what you wanted to be. You probably wanted better numbers yourself, but how do you think your 23 went?
I couldn't be more blessed, coming off of last year. At Colorado, just a sticky situation, entering the transfer portal, not knowing kind of what I was going to do. It kind of opened opportunities for me, and my main thing was just getting better every week, and I felt like that's what I was doing, elevating myself every week. So overall, I felt like 2023 was a great success, but like 2024, it's time to like kick it up a notch.
So going into 2024, we got a new offensive coordinator in John David Baker. How have you adjusted to his play calling, and what does he bring different to the table in terms of playbooks that you've had in years past?
JDB, Coach Baker, he's a great guy. That's the first thing. He came in, talked to us, and the first thing I remember him saying was that when he talked about his attitude was he was never going to change, like no matter what the situation was. And I haven't seen him change since. So his ability to be able to like have those relationships with certain players and be able to talk to us like through things, it kind of opens up my IQ about defenses, just schemes, stuff like that. So he's definitely brought a lot to the table. Just the tempo, just like the players that we have around us. It's just a different style for me. So I love it. The players love it. So just tuned in.
I like what you said before we went on. I asked you guys if y'all were done with football stuff for the day, and you said we got meetings. And Alex said, y'all got meetings every day? And you said, yeah, we were 2-10 last year. We need to have meetings every day. So it sounds like the mindset, the grind, the focus is there for you personally and the rest of the team.
Yeah. So like even today, like we had did a workout, and we're just having like some miscommunications and stuff where guys are telling guys to stand up during the workout or get your hands off your hips. And that's just like little things that we remember from last year that we let slide. So going into this season, it's a lot of accountability, just a lot of like preparation, just making sure that we're always prepared for the next situation that can come to us, and, being able to respond the best way. So I feel as though it's not about getting the most reps or whatever. It's more about getting the most beneficial reps. So whatever we can do the most efficient, getting this to the film room, just looking over certain things, going over certain things, even if it's 10, 15 minutes, it's just every day you're doing something. So
mention all the new faces around you. One familiar face is Daryl Roberts, your position coach. So is it nice to have that familiar face around with all the newness, that somebody that kind of went through last year with you that you have a bond with?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I talked about Coach Roberts before on other podcasts and stuff like that. You know, I look at Coach Roberts as a second father figure for me. So, you know, him bringing me in and both of us being our first year, I feel like we bonded even more just because we knew that it was kind of not as a sense of us versus the world, but like we're the new guys, we have to prove ourselves. So we were kind of in it together. And just having him around just makes me feel like comfortable and safe in my environment. So I know I can go to him and ask him about anything, even if it's about something in my personal life or something that I'm going through. It's just, I never feel alone. So it's nice.
I'm a little bit older than you, Chase. I remember watching Coach Roberts play. Does he ever throw on the film? He was a good receiver.
Yeah, Coach Roberts was a dog.
Yeah.
Like, he was a dog. I remember we asked him last year to show us some of his film, and he pulled up his high school film, and we were kind of just like, it was high school.
Everybody's
like,
good at high school.
So then he put on his VTech film, and he was a whole different beast.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of things that I look at. Like, he's done it before. He's been through it. So he knows certain things that we need to do beforehand, like certain things. Like, he'll tell us to stretch every day because your body get wore down by the end of this. Like, you might not realize it, but by the end of your 4 years, your body's wore down. So you just need to keep taking care of it. And he was saying, like, those are things that he wish he could have, like, got back. So, I mean, having him as, like, a role model and stuff like that is great.
Coach Roberts definitely brings the energy in and outside the locker room. I know you're a guy that tries to bring energy into the receivers room. Who are some guys on the offensive side of the ball that you would say brings that energy into practice and you look towards as a team leader?
I would say Rajah Harris, definitely. Everybody's familiar with him. He always brings the energy. He always has positive energy, and that's the main thing. He always, like, encourages people to do better. Another guy, I would say, thinking about it. Really, the whole receiver room, I feel like our group, just in general, like, when we get on the field, it's just an excitement that when we hit the field, it's like, okay, they're ready to watch us play and ready to watch us run. So I feel like just the energy, it's not about, like, rah-rah. It's more about just the way we do things. Like, we score, we get hype, and it's just different things like that. So I'll say that.
Everybody tune in right now, screaming, asking about the quarterbacks. So, all right, relax, people. We will. Caden Hauser, Jake Garcia, both took a lot of reps in the spring, along with Raheem Jeter. Coach Houston said it's still a battle as we head, through summer and fall camp. So, can you just kind of break? Let's get a quick scouting report from you when Caden Hauser's throwing you the football and leading the huddle, leading the offense. What kind of guy is he?
Caden Hauser, me and him are in the same class. We're the same age. So originally coming in, I kind of figured he would be, one of those guys still trying to learn, still trying to get his way into it. But he had already played at Michigan State before, so he kind of had experience kind of like I did. Him coming in, he had the true quarterback one, like, mindset where he was the leader of the, like, huddle, leader of the group. He makes calls. He, like, very verbal, talks to everybody, and he's just a great guy. Like, he goes around, he talks to everybody, laughs with everybody, and I mean, it's amazing being with him.
Talking to him a couple of times, you definitely tell he seems very logged in, focused, mature. At the same time, so did Jay Garcia when I got to meet him. So give us a couple of talking points on Jay Garcia, the quarterback.
So Jay Garcia coming in, I heard about him a while back. So I heard about him on the Netflix series, Titletown.
Okay.
So I'd already heard about him and his accomplishments and stuff like that. Coming in, everybody thought Caden was gonna be the number one, no doubt. Like, he already had it, like, secured. And then Jake came in just with the mindset, like, you're not gonna have the spot, you're gonna have to work for it. Right. So I mean, just going through the spring, I couldn't tell who was gonna be the number one quarterback or who's gonna play, because both of them looked good and both of them were doing certain things. Like, the same things I was saying about Caton, like going around the locker room, talking to everybody, having relationships. He does the same things, communicates with everybody, throws the ball around well, can read defenses. So it's a hard decision right now. Like, both of them are doing their things. They're both coming out there working, making plays. So, yeah, we'll just have to see when that first game comes.
Yeah, Chase Sowell joining us, A-Harp in the studio. We'll get back to football in a moment. I wanted to ask you about your baseball life because I got a question on YouTube about it. But first of all, so tell us about your baseball background.
So my dad played baseball at the University of Florida. So ever since I was 4 years old, I've had a bat and ball in my hand. So, I mean, that's my first love. I still to this day watch baseball, still watch like some of my favorite players. And yeah, I mean, I just grew up around the sport, around some great guys like Ron Washington, like I was telling you before.
Yeah.
I've met like Josh Hamilton, Charlie Hayes, like Michael Bourne. These are different guys that I've been around. And the sport, it just helped me kind of go through life as well, because baseball is one of those sports where it teaches you a lot about failure. Because, I mean, you look at the best of the best in the Hall of Fame, if you get one hit out of 3 at-bats, that's a great day.
333, that's a good average.
That's a great day. So, I mean, it just taught me how to deal with failure and that, like, adversity comes through everything. So,
Atticus on YouTube said, I see on Twitter Chase's dad's a big baseball guy. Do you go out to the ECU baseball games?
Yeah. So, I was out there actually this 2 weekends ago. Was it 2 weekends ago? Yeah, 2 weekends ago at the games. And, hey, they're exciting to watch because, I mean, just remembering that feeling of being on that diamond and throwing the ball around and hitting and just stepping in that batter's box is just nothing like it. So, I mean, I always enjoy going to an ECU baseball game, just watching, hanging out with friends. And
I guess your dad's fired up for the Gators in Omaha, right?
Yep. He
got that coming up this weekend. And I saw on social media there was another Sowell in town for one of the ECU camps. Who was that guy?
Yeah, so that was my little brother, actually, Hunter Sowell. He came up to a camp, did his thing. So we're trying to get him here. Keep the cycle going.
That'd be awesome.
Great player. So,
is he going to try to do both, or you think he's going to go stick with football? Because he said he's a big baseball player too, right?
Yeah, so he does both, kind of like me. I know his biggest interest. He's more of a football guy than a baseball guy. So we'll just have to see kind of his decisions and where it leads him, but I guess we'll just have to see.
Chase Sowell joining us, Pirate Radio Studios. You play basketball in high school or anything? No?
Nah, not really. I mean, I played basketball like middle school, like do recreational basketball, but never was a big basketball guy.
By the way, you're sitting beside the Pirate Radio 3-point contest champion, Alex Harper. So I don't know how much competition he had, but Alex was stroking out there.
I think I went like 6 for 25.
That was enough to win.
Enough to win.
That was enough to win.
It's not a terrible batting average.
Game is game.
Playing baseball, I guess. Chase, let me ask you about Colorado, man. What kind of transpired there with the coaching change, with Deion Sanders coming in, and where did that leave you? What was that moment like for you?
So it was a whole lot of stuff. Coming off of the previous year, I had played my first 4 games, started the last game that I played, ended up getting injured. I tore my labrum in my shoulder. So I had already had that injury like beforehand. It was partially torn just from playing baseball and stuff. It was just so much scar tissue up in there. But my main thing was just trying to get through and learn as much as I could because I was trying to play through it. And eventually I had to get surgery. So going into the spring when Coach Deion and stuff came in, I was trying to get myself back right, trying to get my body back in shape and just get the rust off, like knock the rust off, because catching the ball, running around, those are things that you got to learn how to do when you've been out for 4 or 5 months not doing anything. So, I mean, it was just the timing of the situation just wasn't meant to be. No hard feelings about the situation. Obviously in a better position now. So, I mean, I can't complain.
Tyler's asking, better weather here or Colorado? What weather do you prefer?
Oh, I prefer here.
Really?
More. Yeah. I hate snow, by the way.
Okay.
I hate snow.
So you'll trade the hot summers if you don't get all that snow in the winter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate snow. Like, going through, walking some days through a blizzard to the facility, that made me never want to go back.
The insects down here don't bother you any?
Nah, being from Houston, I've been used to it my whole life.
That's true.
Roaches and lizards and snakes and all that, so I've been used to it.
How about Eastern North Carolina barbecue versus what do they got in Houston? Is that like brisket and stuff? What are they known for there?
Shoot, whatever. We do like a lot of Mexican food.
Oh yeah.
Barbecue.
You good with the Eastern North Carolina barbecue around here?
I've never really tried it. I mean, I've had Sam Jones.
Right.
But that's about it. And
Okay.
I enjoy Sam Jones. Sam Jones is really good.
There you go. Chase Sowell joining us. Braves fan, so struggling a little bit there, but still in the playoff hunt. He'll be all right.
That's all that matters.
You said kind of a Texans fan. What's your relationship with the Texans?
Just being from Houston, I'm just kind of go for and root for my city. So.
You're not a diehard guy though.
Nah,
Like you don't. Yeah.
Nah.
Got a good quarterback. Got a good head coach. Got a good thing going there. And you hate the Astros, so that's cool.
Astros, hate them.
You a Rockets fan?
I've been to games, but I don't really watch basketball anymore like that. So I used to be a OKC fan, Oklahoma Thunder fan.
When they had
Russell Westbrook, Durant, and then they had Harden as a 6-man.
Yeah.
So.
Good stuff. So what do you do, Chase, when you don't have meetings and you get a night off or whatever? What do you do when you relax? You watch TV, play games?
I get on the game. I get on the video game. I like to play Call of Duty, Madden, stuff like that. I just kind of like to, get away from the things that I always do because, those things kind of take over sometimes.
Yeah.
Being around it all the time, it kind of put your head in the fog sometimes. So those are kind of just some things that I do to enjoy myself and enjoy my free time. Just get on the game, relax. But I don't really leave the house, so I'm a homebody.
What's your major?
Communications, and I'm doing a minor in journalism. So I'm
Okay.
gonna do something like this, like broadcasting and stuff. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got a good voice for it, and you know the game. So you want to do something in sports?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Hey, come intern here like Alex Harper did.
Come take my job.
Alex, you got anything else for Chase?
I think I'm good, man.
Chase, it's nice to meet you, man. Appreciate you coming in. Looking forward to a fun year this year. I guess last question. So we got, Winston Wright, Anthony Smith as transfers in. We've got, hopefully, is Kerry King? Is he?
He's been doing really good.
He's doing good.
He's
So
doing really good.
Pulling for him, man.
Yeah.
I think he can be any kind of young guys hidden away at the receiver position. We should keep an eye on for this year.
So we had a freshman last year. He'll be a redshirt freshman this year. Malik Leverett would be one of the guys that I would look out for just in the long run because just the way I've been seeing him work and the way he's been putting in the work and elevated since he's got here has just been incredible. And then another guy I would look out for is Yannick Smith. He's just another guy that has young talent, just natural talent, just natural ability. So I feel like those two guys right there are just going to be two guys that are playmakers in the long run for ECU.
All right, some guys to watch out for. Chase, thank you, man. Enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, Chase Sowell joining us. We'll be on live in 34 minutes at 3 o'clock on Pirate Radio Live. We'll air the Chase interview for our radio audience. Coach Greg Hudson, former ECU defensive coordinator. Coach Alex Harper from Greenville Kiwanis.
We'll talk to Oliver Hennett, shortstop and pitcher for Kiwanis, as we look forward to the Greenville Little League tournament starting tomorrow.
And how about this? We'll talk to Scott Allenspock. He is the assistant GM of the New Bern Southpaws. Parker Bird in the lineup tonight, hitting fifth, DHing for New Bern. And we'll talk to Scott about that. So that'd be pretty cool to have Parker at bat. We'll